Okay, it's time to take a look at what's been grabbing headlines in the French papers this Monday morning. For that, I'm joined on set by Alison Sargent. Alison, papers looking ahead, of course, to tonight's big presidential debate when the top 5 candidates will face off.
They are, Thomas, and you can see all 5 of those candidates on the front page of the Figaro today. They're Marine Le Pen, Emmanuel Macron, François Fillon, Benoit Hamon, and Jean-Luc Mélenchon, so probably all familiar names to our viewers. And this debate is actually something we've never seen before in France. It's a debate between candidates from so many different parties. Sometimes there had been duels between two candidates, but never a debate of this scale before a first round. And the Figaro says they really have their work cut out for them, convincing French voters they're worthy of voting for. Nearly 1/3 of French voters say they're tempted not to vote in the first round of the election at all, and half of all voters haven't made up their minds yet.
And here at France 24, and of course in the nation at large, we've been talking about this election for months, but many French papers are saying that this debate tonight is the real start of this whole campaign, this whole election process.
They are, because we've been talking about the election for a long time, but most of that talk has centered around scandals and not really the issues themselves. So there hasn't really been one issue that has emerged yet as being dominant in the campaign. And papers are saying that we might see that happen tonight. It's on the front page of L'Opinion. You can see "Cette fois, la campagne commence." This time, the campaign starts. And there's also on the front page a drawing by CAC. You can see François Hollande in bed with the Marianne, who's the symbol of the French Republic, and he's reading a novel, but she's reading the election coverage, and he's saying to her, "I don't understand anything, but the suspense is intense." And she says, "Yeah, same here." Meanwhile, the Parisien says tonight could change everything. The Parisien says people have really been torn between choosing the candidate who best represents their convictions and making a strategic vote. And in the Parisien today, there's a cartoon by Rinson that illustrates this. We have 2 people watching tonight's debate, and we see the man is saying, "This is going to help us choose who has the best chance of beating Marine Le Pen in the second round." And the woman is responding, "The problem is that's not necessarily the person we actually want to be the president."
And of course, pretty much all opinion polls suggest that the far-right National Front leader Marine Le Pen will win the first round, making it through to the second round.
Yeah, and most opinion polls are also predicting who will be in the second round with her, and that is, of course, Economy Minister Emmanuel Macron. According to the latest poll in Le Figaro, they are expected to tie the first round with 26%. Now, does that mean they are believed to be the most capable of responding to voters' primary concerns? Not necessarily. The Croix has also a poll published today, and it finds that voters' top priority is the economy, notably social security and employment. And according to La Croix, voters don't seem to feel that any of the candidates have solutions to these problems.
Well, for those of you at home that don't know, there are only 5 candidates taking part in tonight's live televised debate, but there are actually 11 candidates that are running in the race for the Élysée. So, Alison, how do the other 6 candidates feel about not taking part in this debate?
They're not happy, Thomas. They feel a little bit left out, but the La Croix has given them the front page today, so that's something positive for them, that we see all 11 of the candidates, and inside the paper we have details about their programs, so if you want to hear about the candidates that we haven't been talking about so much, La Croix is the paper you want to be reading today.
There may be many candidates, but according to the socialist Benoit Hamon, they're all too similar in one way.
That's right, and that is that they all have too much to do with money. Benoit Hamon said this yesterday at a big rally he held, trying to drum up enthusiasm for his campaign. According to the Huffington Post, he's staging his comeback, his remontada. And at this rally, he said the party of money has many names, many faces, and many parties in this election. Now, the Huffington Post notes that these comments have echoes of François Hollande in 2012 when he said his primary adversary was the world of finance. Hamon is currently trailing in 4th place in the polls, and according to the Huffington Post, this rally pumped up his supporters who still think he is capable of making that comeback.
And of course, if Hamon succeeds, he'll have to fend off the far-left candidate. That's Jean-Luc Mélenchon.
That's right, and Jean-Luc Mélenchon held a rally of his own this weekend. That was on Saturday, and it's on the front page of the communist paper Humanité today. They have "The Republic dreams big," and that's a play on words. The French Republic is dreaming big, but also the fact that that rally ended at Place de la République here in Paris. We can see that in the photo. So Humanity is quite excited by all the enthusiasm being drummed up by Jean-Luc Mélenchon, but we'll have to see after tonight if that continues.
Indeed, Alison Sargent, thank you very much.